If you're meant to be an entrepreneur and you're hanging around people that are not meant to be entrepreneurs, that doesn't make them a bad person. It makes them the wrong person for you to be hanging around for long periods of time, because your surroundings become your truth. And if your surroundings are those who don't believe in entrepreneurship and who don't believe in risk, even though you are cut out to be one, even though your soul is calling to be one, you're going to feel hesitant. You're not going to make the right moves. You're not going to get the right advice. And you're going to have twice the uphill battle that you would otherwise.
Welcome, everybody, to the Chris Harder Show, where we are making you unapologetic about your pursuit of success, knowing that when good people like you make good money, they can then do great things. My name is Chris Harder, and several times per week, I will bring you epic guests, solo episodes, and every single tool, trick, and skill set you need to grow your business, grow your money mindset, and to grow your wealth to levels that you have never reached before. I've ended up in a unique place in life where I've got the experience, the connections, and all of the secrets that it takes to be successful. And I'm lifting the curtain to reveal it all to you in an effort to help put you in a position of abundance so great that you can then be as generous as possible. So let's lock arms and let's get started.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Chris Harder Show, where today we're going to talk about whether or not you are cut out to be an entrepreneur. But before we do that, I start every single one of my solo episodes with gratitude. And today, I'm grateful for my health. Let me tell you something. As you know, a little over a year ago, I had a stroke, and it left me mostly blind in my right eye. It gave me lots of other troubles and mental battles and all this other stuff as my neural pathways repaired. And then shortly after that, I tore my bicep and my shoulder and had to get surgery and rehab that thing back to health. And right now I am feeling like $1 billion. I know this phrase is feeling like $1 million, but I feel like $1 million isn't a lot of money anymore. So to adjust for my money mindset, I'm feeling like $1 billion. And so what am I grateful for today? I'm just grateful for being healthy and feeling strong and feeling like I'm getting my body back. And just when you've gone through a really rough health patch, it sure makes you feel really grateful for the healthy patch. It's like when you have a really bad cold or really bad flu, and all of a sudden that first day when you're feeling good, you're like, oh, I feel good. Like I forgot how good life can feel, right? The first day you feel good after a flu or after a cold, it's that thing only like in spades. So that's my gratitude. If you're like, what in the world is this guy starting his show with gratitude for? I just try and lead by example, guys. I do my best to demonstrate the little things in life that when you stack them up over time will unfold in your favor. And one of the biggest things that you can do is to always stop and account for what you do have instead of focusing on what you don't have. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. So that's just my way of reminding you and of course, demonstrating you to do gratitude first. All right. Well, I told you that we're going to talk about whether or not you are cut out to be an entrepreneur. Now, here's where this kind of stems from. I was just on my cardio walk. On Wednesdays, I'm usually so physically tired from lifting so much, typically Monday, Tuesday, sometimes Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that I just do a really long, like 5-mile cardio walk on Wednesdays. And it's a chance for me to listen to podcasts and listen to books and still get my exercise in and clear my mind. And the halfway point in the morning of the week, it's a chance for me to maybe make some phone calls I don't normally make. Like today, I called my buddy Kyle just to catch up a little bit for part of the walk. And it's just a great 1.5 to 2 hours of me being able to have some healthy exercise time to myself that is very low impact. Now, where I live in Newport Beach here, it's very pedestrian in Corona Del Mar. So there's people on every corner. There's people on all the sidewalks. It's very busy. All the coffee shops are always bustling, et cetera. So you're around people a lot. And when I walk, I wear these Meta glasses. If you don't know what Meta glasses are, they're sunglasses with a mic and a speaker built into them. And it takes pictures, records video. Go check out Meta glasses. They're awesome. So it replaces headphones. So I can still hear everything that's going on around me, even though I might be listening to a podcast or a book or something like that. Well, I was standing at a stoplight with 2 other gentlemen. And these 2 gentlemen knew each other and they're talking up a storm. And the one guy says to the other something about a membership that he started. And so, of course, I listened in a little bit. And he was really excited and he was really proud. And these guys were dressed in a way that you could kind of tell that maybe they worked in corporate America. And so they're standing at the stoplight and the guy who started the membership says something along the lines of, yeah, I started this membership and it's helping other HR professionals understand how to navigate this and that. And we've got conversations every month and it's just a really great group of people. And it's making almost $2,000 a month. Now, clearly, what I could deduce so far is this guy works in corporate America, probably in HR, started a side hustle that's making almost $2,000 a month. That, my friends, is an entrepreneur. But here's where it comes in, the part where maybe some of you are not cut out to be an entrepreneur. The guy he's telling this to, excitedly, the guy who he's telling this to in a proud manner, the guy's response was, oh, wow, $2,000 a month? Isn't that kind of scary? Like, what if they don't renew next year? Oh yeah, by the way, he was saying that they sign up for 1 year. So he goes, wow, $2,000 a month? This kind of scary. What if they don't renew next year? And I was like, bro, what? You're already worried about this guy's members not signing up next year? This guy is excited to tell you about his program that's making a couple grand a month, and your first response is fear-based? Your first response is in lack? Your first response is, oh my God, how scary. What if they don't sign up? Instead of your response being, whoa, you're making an extra $2,000 a month already? I wonder what I could do. Oh my gosh, an extra $2,000 a month, that's 24 grand a year. That could pay my mortgage. I wonder what I could create. No, instead, his very first knee-jerk response, which means this is how his mind goes to default, was, oh my God, how scary. What if they don't renew? And you're counting on that $2,000 a month. That guy, my friends, is not cut out to be an entrepreneur. I can guarantee you that. So it was a great example of somebody who is taking risk, building a side hustle in his spare time, getting some traction, being excited around the idea of possibility of what this could turn into. And then on the flip side, the other guy coming from the standpoint of lack and fear and only able to see the problems. Like you could tell, this was his default. He could only see the problems that could happen in the future, not even that are happening right now. So not only was it a great reminder of, some people are meant to be an entrepreneur and some people will never have the traits to be an entrepreneur. Right after that, as we started walking, I got to the other side, got to the sidewalk, and I opened up my phone and Instagram was up and I saw a meme and I chuckled to myself because I was like, holy cow, I can't believe I saw this meme right after hearing that conversation. And the meme said this. It said, entrepreneur, a person who risks their own money for freedom rather than exchanging their freedom for money. And I chuckled to myself because I thought, oh my God, that's these guys. The one guy is risking his own time and money to build this membership, and now he's making a couple grand a month, all because he probably wants some freedom. He wants some financial freedom. Maybe this is his goal to get out of his job. Who knows? But this guy is risking his own assets in exchange for future freedom. That's an entrepreneur. The other guy is clearly very happy, or at least willing, to continue to do the opposite. And that is exchange his freedom for money, exchange his freedom for a paycheck because it felt safer to him. Because clearly he comes from a place of fear or lack. Now listen, we all have things in life that have conditioned us to either see abundance or conditioned us to see fear or lack. Except I'll tell you what, in my 47 years of being around, 48 here pretty soon at the end of this month, I see a clear pattern that even people who have had their asses handed to them time and time again, who should be coming from fear or lack, man, they are still full of opportunistic, idealistic opportunities. That's all they can see. They are meant to be entrepreneurs. And then I'll tell you the other thing. People who have had really good fortune, really just things have unfolded in their favor. They still come from fear. They still come from lack. They still come from, but what if this bad catastrophic thing happens? They are not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Actually, guys, hold on a sec. I'm going to interrupt this podcast for something really, really important. And if you've been a long-time listener, you know I have never, ever interrupted my podcast to share something before. But the reason why I believe it's so important is I just had my annual tax and wealth planning meeting. And I've been given access, just like every year, to so many incredible tax saving hacks, so many privileged moves that I can make with my family office, that it's kind of unfair that everybody else doesn't get these. Now, if you're familiar with the family office, you have to have a certain level of wealth to be able to work with one. And most people listening probably can't just go and work with my family office. And so the reason why I haven't brought this up before is I haven't actually had a solution for you until now. A solution, quite frankly, that is so important, I'm interrupting this podcast for it. Now, dear friends of mine started a company a while back called True Wealth. And not only do I trust them dearly, I have watched what they have done with my friends and my clients to be able to coordinate their tax situation, their business compliance situation, their insurance situation, and their personal wealth management. because these are not separate things. This is the number one mistake I see entrepreneurs make. They go out and they piece together these separate people for their business compliance and for their tax situation and for their personal wealth building, and they don't work together. Except that's the problem. Each one of these things actually depend on each other to maximize the savings. And I don't mean by a little bit, I mean by a ton. Because I trust True Wealth so much, I am sharing this with you right now, not as an ad, because I am not getting paid for this, but because I believe it's that important for you to explore. If you have a multiple six-figure business, preferably they're a good fit for those with a seven-figure business or close to it or higher, then I want you to hit pause real quick and set up a free call with my friends. Set up the call at chrisharder.me/wealth. That is chrisharder.me.me/wealth. I'm telling you, you can't afford to piece these things together anymore. You are wasting so much money. And if you're sick and tired of feeling like you're working too hard to have too little money left, these are the people that'll fix it, because there's a lot of money out there that you don't realize that could be left over that you don't have access to. So just set up the free call. They're my friends. I've literally never interrupted a podcast for something like this before, so you know it's important. Go to chrisharder.me/wealth, and then let me know how it goes. I'll let them know that you're calling. All right, back to the episode. Now, can entrepreneurship be a learned trait? Is this something that maybe the guy who had that fear-based response, could he learn to be an entrepreneur? My answer to that is this. He could learn the skill sets, but I don't think he can unlearn the traits that would hold him back from being a good one. He could learn the skill sets such as marketing. He could learn the skill sets such as running Facebook ads. He could run the skill sets such as building a program out in Circle or in school or in Entreport. He could learn the skill sets as to how to build a website or a web page or create a text list or build an email list. He can learn those skill sets. Anybody can learn the skill sets. But the skill sets without the trait of being open to risk, the skill sets without the trait of vision that others don't have, the skill sets without the trait of being willing to go for it, those skill sets are really just cut out for somebody with a job. And that's kind of how the world shuffles out. One is not better than the other, by the way. We need people who use their skill sets to do a great job at having a job, and they can have a very successful life. Just like we need people that use their skill sets to be in entrepreneurship, and they are literally unemployable. Like me, I am unemployable because all I can see is opportunity and how things should be done better. And then I want to tackle that problem. It's innate in me. That's how I know I am meant to be an entrepreneur. Hell, I come from corporate America and I did well in corporate America, but I was not happy in corporate America because I wanted to be out building businesses. I am the kind that I would rather have a small business that's my own than have a huge corporate America title with a giant salary and built-in retirement. I know that might sound crazy to some of you. This is, once again, are you risk adverse or are you risk inclined? I am risk inclined. And so I would rather have a small business where I am controlling when I work, even though I'm working more than I would in a corporate America job. I'd rather be able to control who I'm working with, when I'm doing the work. Am I doing it late at night? Am I doing it early in the morning? Am I doing it in the middle of the day? When do I get to go do my workout? Do I want to do it from a coffee shop? Do I want to do it from a co-working space? As opposed to being in corporate America where someone's telling me when to work, what to do, and when the deadline is. That's how I know I'm cut out to be in entrepreneurship. And the inverse, that's how I know when I recognize somebody who is not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Now, the spirit of the story was this. The poor guy who was so excited to share about his new membership at that stoplight, I could tell he was looking for a response like, oh my God, that's awesome. Oh my God, that's cool. Oh my God, I can't believe you did it. Oh my God, keep going. Oh my God, what could this turn into? I could tell he was looking for that response because he was so enthusiastic when he was explaining it. And then when the other guy's response was a simple fear-based response of, oh my God, it's kind of scary. What if they don't renew next year? The guy looked totally dejected, and he paused and he stumbled over his words. And that might, I don't know, that might have injected just a little bit of fear in him in that moment. Just a little bit of caution when there's no need for that caution. Just a little bit of trepidation or hesitation when there was no need for that and it didn't exist a moment ago. Now, this is the problem. If you are an entrepreneur at the core, but you're not surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs, you will have a lot of these moments that make you second guess whether you're supposed to be building this business. If you have all the traits of an entrepreneur, but you are not hanging around others that have the traits of an entrepreneurship, they're going to chip away at your confidence. They're going to chip away at your vision. They're going to make you second guess why you're risking the risk that you're taking. They're going to make you think maybe you're crazy. Maybe I should be taking that job. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe the economy is going to be worse. Maybe people won't want my product. Maybe I won't be able to do this. Oh my God, what happens if I have to close this business and start a different one? Should I be ashamed? Will I be embarrassed? Will I be a failure? If you're meant to be an entrepreneur and you're hanging around guys like the other guy at the stoplight, you're going to have a hard time succeeding. If you're meant to be an entrepreneur and you're hanging around people that are not meant to be entrepreneurs, that doesn't make them a bad person. It makes them the wrong person for you to be hanging around for long periods of time, because your surroundings become your truth. Your surroundings become your thought patterns. Your surroundings become your reality. And if your surroundings are those who don't believe in entrepreneurship and who don't believe in risk, even though you are cut out to be one, even though your soul is calling to be one, you're going to feel hesitant. You're not going to make the right moves. You're not going to get the right advice. And you're going to have twice the uphill battle that you would otherwise. This is why we're so damn passionate about masterminds, by the way. Because most of you don't live in an area like I do, where there's entrepreneurs to your left and entrepreneurs to your right, and they're doing really big things. Most of you live somewhere in the country where people don't get it, or where your family doesn't understand it, or where your spouse doesn't understand it. Matter of fact, the woman who just joined our elite level mastermind for 2026, because we're in the enrollment period now for that, she said that her significant other at home doesn't understand why she wants to be an entrepreneur. She doesn't understand why she takes the risks. She doesn't understand why because she's a doctor, why she doesn't just be a doctor and get that really good salary. And the answer is because she doesn't want to. She wants to have freedom. She wants to have time freedom. She wants to do it differently. She wants to make as much or more that she can as a doctor, but on her terms and in a way that she thinks serves people better. And her spouse, her partner says, I don't get it. That seems scary. And it chips away at her. So what'd she do? She joined the elite level mastermind that we run so that she can have her thoughts and her beliefs and her core traits reinforced for her and normalized for her from people who also get it. This is your job as an entrepreneur, folks. Yes, it's your job to learn marketing. Yes, it's your job to learn cash flow management. Yes, it's your job to learn tech. Yes, it's your job to learn trends. Yes, it's your job to learn how to hire and choose the right person. But it is equally your job to set up your environment for success, or all those other skill sets will be for nothing. It is equally your job to make sure that you build a posse of people that understand why you're taking risks, that build a posse of people that understand why you think the way you think, to build a posse of people that understand and normalize, make that investment. Hire that person. Get that coach. Build that website. Get that marketing team. And then people that say, by the way, but not that one, this one, they're better. Not that person, this person, I've worked with them before. Not that way, do it this way. I already tried it the other way, it didn't work, and now this way is working for me. That is your job as an entrepreneur if you are cut out at the core to be one. As much as the other skill sets, more important than those will be setting up your environment to give you tailwinds, right? Put wind in your sails instead of choosing to stay in an environment that gives you headwinds, that pushes against where you're trying to go. Now, we've got two different masterminds if you want to do this. We've got one called Mentor Collective Mastermind. That's for businesses that are earning up to $500,000. And I'd love to talk to you about that one. But right now, we are in brand new enrollment season for our Elite Entrepreneur Mastermind, which is all businesses that are above $500,000. And most of them are 7- and 8-figure businesses in there. If you want to join that one, this is that one time per year that we curate the room. Now, every year, half of the room renews for the next year. So that means there's never that many seats available. And I hand select, like you and I get on Zoom, and I hand select the right personalities and the right business types to deliver on one promise. And that promise is that every single thing you need this year in 2026 whether it's a skill set, whether it's an introduction, whether it's, a referral, whether it is a blueprint, whether it is to be kicked back in the game. Every single thing that you will need in 2026 will be in that room the way I curate it, or one introduction away. This is Lori's and my favorite mastermind to run because it's the one where we're in person with you so much. It's the one where you get one-on-one coaching calls with me. It's incredible. So if you're going to earn over $500,000 in 2026, I want you to go over right now and apply so that we can have a Zoom chat together at chrisharder.me/mastermind. I'm dead serious right now. Hit pause. Go to chrisharder.me. That's .me/mastermind. chrisharder.me/mastermind. Click apply, fill out the really quick app. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. You and I will get on Zoom. And whether we end up saying, hey, MCM's a better fit for you, or congratulations, Elite is a great fit for you, or because it's mastermind season, I always refer you to other masterminds I might think are better. Let's just have a chat. I promise to point you in the right direction. chrisharder.me/mastermind. Don't be like that poor guy at the stoplight. Surround yourself with people that would celebrate you and help put wind in your sails. Thanks for listening, guys. Love and appreciate you.
Thanks for listening. And if you loved this episode and know of someone else who is as successful as they are generous, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world to me if you help me get this cause and this message out to as many listeners as I can. So please, if you liked what you heard, it goes a long way if you take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. I'll be forever grateful. And until the next episode, cheers to your success.